So today we will discuss problem number 7. At a nozzle exit of a steam turbine, the absolute steam velocity is 300 meter per second. The rotor speed is 150 meter per second at a point where the nozzle angle is 18 degree, full stop. If the rotor outlet blade angle is 3.5 degree less than the inlet blade angle, find the power output from the stage for a steam flow rate of 8.5 kg per second. We should also find the utilization factor assuming VR1 is equal to VR2. So let us write what is given here. Since the condition VR1 is equal to VR2 is given, we know that this is an impulse turbine. Then he says absolute velocity is 300 meter per second. Then the rotor speed is u 150 meter per second, and he also says the nozzle angle, which is alpha 1, is 18 degree. So these three are directly given. If the rotor outlet blade angle is 3.5 degree less than the inlet blade angle, that means the beta 2 is 3.5 degree less than beta 1. So that is the relation given between inlet and outlet triangle, the blade angles. So he is asking us to find out the power for the stage. That means this is a multi-stage turbine. Then mass flow rate is given for calculation of power. It is 8.5 kg per second. And he is also asking us to find out the epsilon, the utilization factor. This is a typical problem wherein we will have the velocity triangles and then decide the factors, right? Since power is being asked, we all know the formula for power is m dash by gc into u into vu1 plus or minus vu2. Since this is an axial turbine, u1 is equal to u2, right? So for deciding the sign of vu1 plus or minus vu2, we need to draw the velocity triangles and then see the direction of vu1 and vu2. If they are opposite to each other, then we should put vu1 plus vu2. If they are in the same direction, then we should subtract them, right? So that is why I will take the velocity triangles, the normal velocity triangles which we know, and then we will calculate the parameters and check whether this is right or wrong. Okay. So let this be the velocity triangle at inlet. Okay. Say VV1 at an angle alpha 1, right? Then VR1 at an angle beta 1. Then VF1, the axial velocity. The distance between V1 and VR1 obviously is known as blade speed u. Then the distance between V1 and VF1 is known as VU1, right? So just for the purpose of explaining, I will just name these steps A, B, C and D. Okay, and let me call CD as X. This we do not know. Let us see if this is of any use. If this is to be used, then we will use X also. So A, B, C, D is the inlet triangle. Okay. Now coming to the outlet triangle. Now before going to the outlet triangle, I will mark the direction for the VU1 and U also. So we should always mark these directions towards V1. So U is upon this direction, VU1 is also upon this direction. So both are facing the left side. So let us try the outlet velocity triangle. In the outlet velocity triangle, let this be VF2, then let this be V2 at an angle alpha 2, then let this be VR2 at an angle beta 2, right? Now distance between V2 and VF2 is VU2, and this distance is obviously U again. Okay. Now according to this triangle, the general consideration triangle, the direction should be like this, right? Because since V2 is in the middle, these two face opposite each other. So as per this, both are in V1 and VU2 are in opposite directions, and therefore they should be added. But let us see if they are correct or not. Okay. So in this triangle, we know already V1, which is equal to 300 meter per second. That is known. Alpha 1 is known, which is 18 degree. Okay. Then U is also known, 150 meter per second. So now let us do the trigonometrical manipulations and calculate all the other values, right? So I know alpha 1, I know V1, so I can easily calculate these two sides. Side AD and BD I can easily calculate. I will just write directly, okay, VF1 is equal to V1, since this is opposite side, sin alpha 1, right? VF1 is equal to V1 sin alpha 1, and also VU1 is equal to V1 cos alpha 1. These two are the easy calculations, since opposite and adjacent sides involve sine and cos angles. With the hypotenuse, we can directly calculate that VF1 is equal to V1 sin alpha 1. V1 is 300 into sin 18. So upon calculation, this will become 92.7 meter per second. Then similarly, VU1, which is 300 into cos 18 degree, it will become 285.3 meter per second. So now we know V1, VU1 and VF1 of these triangles. So we need to calculate beta 1 and VR1. So now to calculate VR1, what we use? We use the triangle ACD, right? Okay. Since CD I have referred it as X, we know that what is X? X is VU1 minus U. Okay, that I will calculate. So VU1 is 285.3 minus U is given already 150. So therefore, what is X value? X value is 135.3 meter per second. So that is the X value. I know VF1, I know X also. I can easily calculate VR1, right? So to calculate VR1, so what do I do? VR1 is equal to, I will write directly, this is again Pythagoras theorem, square root of X square plus VF1 square. Simple. Okay. So which is equal to square root of 135.3 square plus VF1 square, which is found 92.7 square. Okay. So therefore, this value I will get 164 meter per second. So now I know VR1 also. Now, since I know all these sides, I shall calculate the inlet blade angle. The inlet blade angle beta 1. I know all three sides, so I can use any of the angle and then calculate the beta 1. So generally we use tan beta 1. Tan beta 1 is equal to VF1 divided by, I will mention it in triangle ACD. Okay, in triangle ACD, tan beta 1 is equal to VF1 divided by X, which in turn becomes beta 1 is equal to tan inverse of VF1 by X. Okay, so that is beta 1 is equal to tan inverse of VF1 is how much? VF1 is, it is calculated as 92.7 meter per second divided by X is 135.3. We just calculated it. So beta 1 will be, upon calculation, 34.4 degree. Okay. Now, we just calculated beta 1, but in the given data, we are given that beta 2 is beta 1 minus 3.5 degree. Okay. So therefore, we shall directly calculate beta 2 here only. It is 34.4 minus 3.5. Okay. So that is beta 2 is how much? 30.9 degree. So we have calculated beta 2 also. So now if you observe the inlet velocity triangle, we know all the parameters. We know V1, we know alpha 1, we know U, we know VU1, we know beta 1, we know VF1 and VR1. Similarly, let us calculate the outlet triangle parameters. Okay. In the outlet triangle, what do we know? We know beta 2 only. Except beta 2, we do not know anything. Right. So to start with, we will calculate in outlet triangle. In outlet triangle, again I will name W, X, Y, Z just for the purpose of understanding. W, X, Y, Z is the outlet velocity triangle. In outlet triangle, what we know, we shall write. Since VR1 is equal to VR2, since this is an axial machine, so we know VR2 also. VR2 is equal to VR1 is equal to how much? From the previous calculations, we know that VR2 is equal to 164 meter per second. Okay. Then we also know beta 2, which is 30.9 degree. Right. So except that, I think we know U also, which is same. Since this is an axial machine, it is 150 meter per second. Right. So we shall calculate all other remaining parameters. Okay. Now, coming to this, since we know the angle beta 2, we shall calculate the V2 value using cosine rule. The application of cosine rule should always be for the left side of the opposite side. The side which is opposite to the angle beta 2 is V2, right? So V2 square is equal to U square plus VR2 square minus 2 into U into VR2 cos beta 2, right? So that should be the cosine rule. From cosine rule, I shall write. From cosine rule, I shall write V2 square is equal to U2 square, U square, actually U1 is equal to U2 is equal to U VR2 square minus 2 into U into VR2 cos beta 2, right? So substituting, we shall get U is how much? 150 square plus VR2 is 164 square minus 2 into 150 into 164 into cos 30.9, right? So V2 should be 86 meter per second. Okay. Now we know the value of V2. Okay. Now, using the same angle beta 2, I shall calculate VF2 as VR2 sin beta 2, similar to the inlet velocity triangle, that is VF2 is equal to, VR2 is how much? VR2 is found to be 164, then sin 30.9. Therefore, VF2 is equal to 85.7 meter per second, right? So what else remains? In this triangle, we know what VR2, we know VR2, we know VF2 also, right? We know U also. The only thing that remains is the calculation of VU2. So let us calculate VU2. So again, it is nothing but VU2 is equal to U minus, this side xz. Xz is nothing but VR2 cos beta 2 minus U. Okay. So VR2 is 164 cos 30.9 minus U is 150. Okay. So upon calculation, you will get this value as minus 10 meter per second. So this is very important. Since the value is negative, negative value means the opposite direction. So that is why the considered direction in the triangle is wrong. It should be opposite. Negative value means opposite. So therefore, let me modify the outlet velocity triangle. Okay. This velocity triangle should be now modified opposite. Okay. Therefore, the value of VU2 should be opposite. So I will write, let this be VF2. Okay. Then this is usual VR2 at an angle beta 2. Okay. But instead of V2 here, I shall write V2 outside. Okay. This is my V2. Right. At an angle alpha 2. So therefore, now this becomes VU2 and this becomes the total U. Now again deciding the directions of U and VU2, both should be in the same direction towards V2. Now compare inlet and outlet velocity triangles. Okay, so this triangle is considered triangle, it is modified upon the calculation to this state. Okay, so now consider the direction here. The direction of V1 is towards the left. Here also the direction is towards the left. Since both are on the same direction, what we shall do? We shall subtract them in the power formula. So therefore, what is the as parameter? Power P is equal to, what is the power? M by Gc, sorry, M dash by Gc into U VU1 minus VU2. This we are clear now because we decided by the direction of V1 and VU2. Mass flow rate is given as 8.5 kg per second divided by Gc. In order to get the answer in kilowatts, I am substituting 1000 into U is 150 into VU1 value is 285.3 and the VU2 value is 10, right? Now the power is 350 kilowatt. So this is the power for the stage. That is what being asked, power output of the stage. Now he is also asking us to find out the utilization factor, but upon the condition VR1 is equal to VR2, right? So since VR1 is equal to VR2 is the condition for impulse turbine, as we wrote in the first itself, in an impulse turbine we all know degree of reaction is 0, right? Then the calculation becomes easy. So we all know the formula, the relation between utilization factor and the degree of reaction. It is V1 square minus V2 square divided by V1 square minus R into V2 square, right? Upon the application of this condition, the formula gets modified as epsilon is equal to V1 square minus V2 square divided by V1 square. So in the calculation part, we have calculated the velocity, all the velocities. So let us substitute them. Epsilon is equal to V1 is how much? 300 minus 300 square minus 86 square divided by, say, 300 square. Okay. So upon the calculation, we will get 0.92 as the utilization factor. So this is the problem wherein we calculated power and utilization factor upon the given conditions.